Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be doing an inbox review of the Tamiya 1/48 scale F15C Eagle. It's a kit I bought off Jamie. It looks like it could be a nice kit. It's a fairly old kit. The F15, I believe, came into service around the 1970 mark. Either 70, 71 or 72, I think. It was made by McDonnell Douglas, now Boeing, and was a multi-weather, was built to be a multi-weather tactical fighter. Interestingly, it's had, I think, last sort of count was 100 victories with 0 losses. Which is quite an achievement. Most of them are attributed to Israel. I've never really understood why the Americans will build a plane or jet or fighter or weapons or whatever it is and then go on and sell them to people they are going to be fighting in the future. It's all a bit, it's a bit crazy. It just I don't know. It's just I can't work it out. I can't figure it out. Anyway, that's enough on that. Let's go and have a look what's in the box. So here we are. We've got some nice box art. Excuse me while I just check that we have got some sort of recording going. Yeah, we have one. So we've got some nice box art on the front. It's a Tamiya kit. It depicts an F15C. Looks like there's a squadron of them, whatever they're called when they're all grouped together. I think they're all there. It's a nice sort of. It looks like it's a painting. That somebody's done. It's very nice. Yeah, nice box art, like nice box art. And then on the front we've got some Japanese mumbo jumbo there. Oh, it's got a pilot and ejection seat. That's nice to know. And usual sort of Tamiya box, really. And then we've got a nice side-on view showing the colouring and that there. Oh, it'd be nice if it's got a front hinged. We'll see. So anyway, there we go. I bought this off a friend. So I got this off Jamie Dart, and I only paid £10 for it, which is a huge. Thanks a lot for that, Jamie. That was it's a really good deal. Couldn't say no to that. So let's get the instructions out first. We've got a nice decal sheet, I can see that already. And then we'll pop that to one side and we'll pop them down there. We'll have a look at them in a minute. So let's look at the decal sheet first. Let's zoom in a bit for that. Let's get that right. Back out a little bit. So there we go. This is says done by Tamiya. Now then, everybody knows that Tamiya decals, well, they're a bit hit and miss. They look nice. They always do. They always look the part. But it's when you come to use them. I can see one there already. That looks really thick. It's standing very proud, or it looks to be standing very proud of the. It's this one just under my finger here. It looks to be standing very proud. If you look sort of down the sheet, you can see all the edges and that. you can feel them. You can feel. Yeah, they're going to be very thick, these. But like I say, they look the part, and maybe they won't be too bad. Who knows? We'll see. But I'm going to use them anyway because I can't afford to buy any replacements. So I'm going to have a quick flick through the guide. Now, most of the subscribers I've got already know how to build a plane. So I'm just going to literally go very quickly through. Most of you know the parts. And most of you probably know better building than I do, so we'll go from there. So obviously we're starting off here. Let's come down a bit, see if we can get the sections in. I've just got to remember to move the... So yeah, cockpit is always usually the first thing to go, then it looks like intakes going onto the fuselage there, and then the top and bottom halves going together. Then we've got the looks like the rear wings, no, or just wings, I don't know. We've just wings there. And then I don't like these. I don't like reviewing these open ones because they're so fiddly, they're cumbersome. Then we've got we're up to step 6 now. Actually, I'm just going to pop that back out because it's too frustrating. So and we're attaching the wings at this point, and we're putting the engine nozzles on at the back. We've got the landing gear going together. It looks like it's a 2-piece wheel, so there's going to be seams to be removed, and 2-piece landing legs, which also means there's going to be seams to remove on them. That's going to be fiddly. And then your landing gears are going in. Then we've got more landing gears for the left and right, and the housings for them as well. That's pretty straightforward. And then we come over the page, and we are ECM pod. That's obviously some sort of missile. I don't know what the EC electro something magnet countermeasure, electronic countermeasure. I have no clue whether that's right, but it sounds cool. It sounds right, so we'll go with that. If I'm wrong, somebody put it in the comments. And then we've got an AIM 7F Sparrow air-to-air missile, and another ECM fuel tanks, Sidewinder air-to-air missiles, another tank down there. They're all sort of going to be 2-piece, I believe, apart from the small ones like the Sidewinders and the Sparrows. They're all 1-piece with the exception of the fins that have got to go on. And then we come round to the tanks going on. The cockpit seat. Now that's an odd one. The cockpit seat and the pilot is going to be done on step 14. Yet you fit out the cockpit in step 1. I don't know whether that's usual or not. But well, I mean, I've never seen it done that way. This is normal for Tamiya. Perhaps somebody knows. I don't. And then you put the seats going in step 15, and then we're doing the front nose cone where the radar thing's behind. I believe that's the radar dish. I'm not certain, no. And then air brake going in, and then it's the colourings and the stencils going on, of which there appear to be quite a lot on here. And yeah, that's it, stencils and colouring. So there you go. That was brief, but you can pause it at any point if you want to read any of that. So let's go down now. Obviously, because this is pre-owned as such, I don't know whether I'm assuming that Jamie's had this open and had a look through it. Thankfully, he hasn't opened the glass one by the looks of it, and yeah, he's opened it because the holes for the staples are still there. Thankfully, he hasn't put them back in because they're annoying. So I'm going to take this first. Now, I don't know about their planes, but their motorbikes are phenomenally well detailed, and their cars too. So let's see what we've got. So this is quite an old kit, but still very nice. We've not got any flash that I can see, which is a great start. Doesn't appear to be any burring at all. Nice. Separate parts for the wings, so they're not like one set. So let's I'm going to zoom in. Let's start with our pilot, shall we? If I can. There's our pilot. Have we got a lock on there? Have we got him in focus? Yes, I believe we do. Or is? No, I think the map might be interfering with the it's focusing on my hand at the back. Right, let me just camera don't normally like white, so we give this a go. Which way am I going? So we're going to have to stick with this now. It's these lines, it's focusing in on these lines rather than, which is great. If we just come down to the line, there we go, we've got a better clip now. So there's our pilot. Seems to be very well, it's a bit soft detailing. He's got his mask and everything on. I think I'll probably paint him up and see what he looks like before I decide whether he's going to go in the plane or not. I'm not a fan of making planes with the wheels tucked away, having them in flight. Even though I find sometimes some of the more fiddly bits on the legs, the landing gears, to be quite cumbersome, I still rather prefer them to stand on their own. Anyway, there we go. Anyway, we've got the internal flaps there for the, I guess that's the landing gear, and we've got some amazing rib detail there and some hydraulic lines. So we could either dry brush them, I guess, with some silver. I know that I got an idea yesterday off Ivan. Ivan's channel's Northern Modeller, and he suggested using Citadel in one of his videos for dry brushing, and the Citadel, I think it's the Citadel layers, not is it the layers or the washes? Can't remember now. Probably the washes. Anyway, we might give them a go. And so we're moving along, and we've got excellent level of detail. We look at the fins on the engine nozzles there. It would be nice if, I don't know, if I could sand back this on the back here just enough to be able to see through the fins behind. Do you see what I mean? Maybe you know, like you do with resin, when you get resin. I wonder if I could do the same sort of thing here, so that I could you could see these fins, make them stand out a bit more. Anyway, then we come on to the landing gear, the separate points, and yeah, we've got some nice detail there. Excellent levels of detail. Tamiya really know their stuff when it comes. Well, they should do. They're professional sort of model manufacturers. If they don't, then. But when you think this is, I don't know when this model came out initially. I should have checked scale mates before I came on, but I think it's quite an old one. And when you think how well it's been moulded, well, just notice we've got some riveting detail on the back sides of some of these, and that's so the internals. There you go, on that one, and that one. Got a couple of ejector pin marks. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able. I won't be able to sand them two out. Probably have to fill them slightly. And then we've got looks like a metal checkerboard plating or something there. Lovely detail. Just check I haven't missed anything else out. No, so we'll move on to our next sprue, which is the wings. And this kit's a lot bigger than I was expecting. When I first bought it, I thought it was going to be a lot smaller. So we've got wonderful detail in the wings. Unfortunately, the plastic has rubbed and scratched against each other. You are going to see that, and that's purely from them being packaged to a bag, and they were quite big bags. They were very loose, and in particular there's lots of scratching in this area here. I don't know if you can see it. I certainly can, and it's not subtle. I may need to sort of gently polish that out, at least get it down a bit, because you know, that may even show through. The scratching is quite bad on that. But again, I don't think it was like that when it came out of when it first came out. I think it's just got like that from the years it's been in storage wherever. We've got these huge tanks now on the side, and they've going to need to zoom back out a bit for these, because they're quite a bit bigger than what I was expecting. And there we go. They're quite big. I mean, that tank is about 13.5 centimetres. 13.5 centimetres from front to back. We've got some sort of some sort of detailing going on there. I don't know if this is a bulkhead or something, I'm not sure. Or an outer, maybe this is the front behind the nose cone. I don't know. Nothing really to see on the inside. That's a 2, so that's one piece, but the bottom is 2 piece, so there's going to be a seam needed to get out of the tank, this tank, but the top there is just 1 piece. Nice recessed panel lines, as I've said. Not too deep. Not too deep at all. Let me come over and show you this one. So we've got a nice so we've got some marbling in the plastic. Nothing to worry about though. That'll soon cover up. Some places it looks worse than others. I don't know if you can see it there. Yeah, there's the marbling and whatever it is, it's either marbling or whatever it's called. Looks a little bit different to what I normally consider to be marbling, but I've got no other idea, and that looks like that's possibly the air brake there. Got no panel lines on that, and nothing on the inside, oddly. Normally on the air brakes they have a little bit of detail on the inside, but yeah, very good. Just pop that back in its bag along with the other one. I'm looking forward to building this one. It's one of my favourite jets, apart from the Russian ones. I just love the Russian MiGs, SUs. They're so powerful. Now we come to the wow. Now this is wow, look at the size of that. Jamie, you really done me a good deal on this. Look at the size of this. Let me, would you look at that? So, without any of the tail planes on or the nose cone, we have got a top half of 34.5 centimeters long. That is big. What scale are we again? 1/48. Cool, it must be big in real life. Never seen one of these yet, because I don't get to go to air shows or even model shows really now, because I can't drive at the moment, due to my medical conditions, not due to drink driving or anything like that, I hasten to add. So we've got some nice detail in the wheel wells. We're just coming for that. Lovely detail going on there. And then if we just come forward a bit, we've got some raised detail there and at the sides on each side of those, and we've got some raised detail there. I don't know what they are until I do some more research. We've got some more internal detail there. Lovely, lovely panel lines. These are going, once these have had a wash, this is going to look amazing. It really is. And just come in to the rear of the plane, and we've got some little nozzle sort of lines there where the two things will go, fins or whatever. And yeah, that's nice. Just looking at the let's flip it over and just check the inside. I mean, there's nothing we need to worry about there. Looks great, no problem at all. Some eject pin marks, but none of them are going to get in our way. It's going to be quite a big cockpit as well, I think. Still can't figure out why the seat's got to be done last, but then we come over the other side, and the top side has got some even more outstanding detailing with these vents, and then vents here. I'm going to come in a bit more. Really need to see these the quality of this. Look at that. And there. And then if we come over, we've got some detail in there, and even on the sides. But it doesn't go all the way through. That would be nice. Probably a lot to ask for, because I don't think this kit was that expensive new. I'm not certain, but I've just clocked on the side of the box a price of $27.50. Now I don't know whether that was a pre-owned price before this, or whether that was a brand new price. If that's new, then yeah, but it would be nice if all these went all the way through, push molded or something, I believe they call it when they do that, and you actually had, you could paint something underneath, a flash of silver or something, just to give you that effect that there's something going on under there. But it's no problem. I mean, once we've got a black wash in there, I'll put UMP, maybe dark dirt wash in there, and try and bring that out a bit. So that's an amazing piece of mould in there. Just get the other. Just get the last bag out, and these are the armaments, and looks like the tail fin, wheels, that could be the front part, engine nozzles. I believe that's an engine nozzle there, and these are two of the same, so I'm only going to show you one of these because they're identical sprues. So we've got the like the sparrows and side winders, and they're quite big actually. They're some of the biggest I've worked on up to date. And the size of one of those is 7.5 centimeters. That they are what I think they're called sparrows, and the side winders, I believe. Well, no, actually, I think they might be side winders. These might be sparrows, and they're 6 centimeters. Another big fuel tank. This time they've opted not to put the top piece on that attaches, and that's come in two separate halves. So why they've done the other one with this part made up already affixed and not, I don't know. Oh, hold on, I might have another one down here that's already built up, or it's like one piece, and that's obviously going to be for that. But why they couldn't do the same as the other one, I don't know. Wheels are two-piece parts, so there's going to be a seam line that needs to be getting rid of, and yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Very well detailed, whatever it is, but I don't know what it is. We'll just have a look. There's not a lot to see on. Oh, there's some nice detail on that, whatever that is. I don't know. We need to come in and have a. We need to investigate this further. It is nice being able to zoom in and for you to be able to see these things with me now, rather than me have to sit there cursing under my breath at the blurry picture on the screen, and you not seeing anything, and me generally having to put out a substandard video. I'm hoping that those days are behind me. So anyway, we've got an engine nozzle there. Generally nicely detailed, and then we've got one of the upright fins there. A little bit of marble in there again, we're seeing. Lovely, lovely panel lines. They're raised. How odd. The whole of the bodywork and everything else, the panel lines are, you know, shallow, they're recessed, and we come to the rear section and the two are raised. I really hope that that fits well. I hate raised panel lines at the best of times. Especially if they're around a bad fit. Yeah, so are these raised as well? Yeah, these are raised, so it appears everything to do with the missiles. Yeah, that's going to be a real pain, taking that sanding line out, that seam line. They're only very faintly raised, but the minute you buff over those, you're going to remove them, and then it's a case of having to remove them all to rescribe them, and that is something that I am not very good at. I'm not very good at a lot of things in modelling, and that's one of them. And but anyway, it is what it is. And if every kit came perfect, I wouldn't learn bugger all, and I wouldn't improve on myself. So it's good that some of these kits are difficult. I don't know, some people, you know, they moan that it's bad fit or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's good to improve oneself. I agree that there's certain things that are unacceptable when you're paying a lot of money for a model. I don't know, but slight fit issues and stuff like that I think is all probably part of modelling. Anyway, onto the glass, or plastic as it is. Considering its age, this is very clear. I'm quite surprised actually. I was expecting to pull that out and find it a bit scuffed and that, because it's got these little metal Allen keys one metal Allen key. No, it's not an Allen key, it's a bar and 2 metal rods. We'll have to see what they're for, I don't know. Nice and clear. Yeah, brighten's clear through there, you can see. As it passes over, there's no distortion. Only on the sort of curves, but then, you know, got to... Even then it's not that bad, to be honest. Yeah, that's really good. And only very minimal, not a lot to mask, so I'm grateful for that. So there we go, that's about it really. So that's my review on the McDonnell Douglas, or Boeing as it's now known, F15C Eagle. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave likes, thumbs up, and give me some sort of feedback on what you thought of the new camera, the new video. You know, is it any better? Do you feel I can improve on it anymore? All remarks are read and replied to, and I really do appreciate everyone's feedback, and I appreciate every single view I get. That said, all that's left for me to say is bye for now.